Hello everyone, hello YouTube, this is Felipe, o gato de salto, and today I'm here to talk to you about Samba and beauty. Should we accept the way we look, or should we change it? Alright, so as I already said, today we'll be talking about Samba and beauty. The influence we get from the media. Are we supposed to accept our imperfections? Should we aim to change the way we look? When does it become obsessive? The inspiration to this video was actually a live sort of conference I watched via Zoom where a friend of mine, someone I know from LSS, London School of Samba, Omari, was talking to two other guys about BDD, body dysmorphia disorder, which is basically sort of a disorder in which someone keep focusing or can't think about anything else rather than an imperfection or a defect in their appearance. Defect, like this imperfection, can be very insignificantly seen or even can't be seen at all by external people, but for the people suffering from these disorders, they can't think of anything else other than that disorder, and they get obsessed with it to the point that they avoid social contact. One therapy that was actually exposed or talked about in that video was the exposing therapy, where even though, let's say, if a person is uncomfortable with her hair or his hair and would wear a cap all the time, that person would take out the cap and just having the exposing therapy of walking down the street with other people just to see that it's actually okay. And that got me into thinking about how beauty and the beauty standards that we have today, how it influences us as dancers, as Samba dancers. Today I'm going to talk about this, and I would really appreciate your comments and your ideas on this topic. So make sure you leave a comment and obviously give a like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you bring more people to this channel so I'm motivated to keep doing videos like this and many more. So as I said, this friend of mine inspired me to do this video, and I was thinking about my own self. Did I have any moment in my life on which I was so ashamed of my appearance that I started depraving myself from things? And the answer was yes. Actually, when I was a teenager, I was overweight. Right now, I am 1.73 meters tall, so that's 5'8". And back then, today, I am about 64 kilos. Back then, I was 80 kilos heavy. So I was a bit chubby. And I didn't like that. I was embarrassed, you know, I was a teenager, 13, 14. So I would rather not go swimming. Many people can say, oh, but Felipe, this is natural. Every teenager goes through that. Well, perhaps, but I remember what made me change. I was a fan of Destiny's Child, and I was a fan of Beyonce. And Beyonce came out with her single album at the time with Crazy in Love, an album that marked me and my life, you know, her outfits, the heels, the dancing. And she also had a video from her hit Baby Boy, which I love up to today, the video and the song. And I remember watching that woman, that goddess perform in Baby Boy, the video, and her body, and thinking, well, I'm gay, and if I have to compete with that, I have no chance. And that's when I was like, okay, wake up, Felipe, you have to start going to the gym, you have to start eating well, and you have to start taking care of yourself. And I lost over 15 kilos in a period of 3 months. And since then I've been fluctuating, but now that I've been more involved with Samba, I've been going to the gym religiously and trying to keep myself in shape. You know, we people, we put ourselves in costumes, sometimes very tiny ones, and we expose a lot. And I was thinking, could it be that there's actually a dangerous side to this? An obsessive side to this? Should we accept the way we are, or should we try to change it? I think in order to start this reflection, we have to go back and to think about beauty standards. What are beauty standards and where they come from? So if we go back in time during the Renaissance, and if we look onto paintings from the Renaissance, you will see, like even the Venus, the birth of Venus from Botticelli, that the body of women back then were a lot more curvy than the body of the women that we see in Vogue magazine nowadays. We have to think also of the there were socio-political economic aspects of the time. Like back then there were no conservants, preservatives for food, there was no fridge, you could hardly, like if you were poor or from a middle class, you could hardly eat everything you wanted all year round like we do today. So if you ate all year round, if you had the means to afford food all year round, your body naturally was more voluptuous, more curvy, had more fat, let me put it this way. Back then, having prosperity and power that came with that were associated with food was beautiful. That was attractive. So if we convert that model to today, what are the beauty standards of today? Well, you have to be thin or even muscular. You have to have a sort of a bronzed skin, beautiful hair and nails and makeup. So basically, you need to be thin and muscular. That means you need time to go to the gym. You need money for aesthetical treatments in your hair and nails and makeup. So again, you need to work less in order to achieve that. So you have time, but you need money. So 300-400 years have passed and it's still the same. Money dictates the beauty standards. And I'm not only talking about money here, people. I'm talking about the homogenic class that we have, you know, the CEOs of the companies, because them themselves, they try to achieve a certain image. So if they don't have to work and they spend more time in the yacht, they're bronze. And they have time to go to the gym, so they're fit. And they eat whatever they want, but they take care, they have access to a nutritionist, so they're lean. You know, there are many things that are much more, that we received as an influence, that are much more subtle than out there. Let's take, for example, this example that money equals beauty. Okay, I'm going to take an extreme example from the carnival world. Graciane Barbosa. She is a samba queen of the drums for União da Ilha. She's been with União da Ilha for a few years now. She was previously also with Mangueira. She's a very muscular samba queen, and she is one of the richest women in Brazil. She sells with her image fitness products and everything concerning fitness and beauty. She is a fitness influencer all over the world. Everything she advertises gets sold, or the way she trains. She makes 550k a month. But you probably notice I'm talking about beauty and beauty standards, and I'm going straight to women. Why is that? Well, in ancient Greece, beauty was something that was attributed to objects. You wouldn't describe a situation as beautiful, you would describe an object as beautiful. And we all know the history of the world, how society was formed, how society is based, and for a very long time, women always belonged to their husbands. And actually, not until very long ago, in Portugal, it was still in the national constitution that the husband has rights over his woman, over his wife, over his object, over his beautiful object. This was only removed from the Constitution in 1970, so not very long ago. And of course, we also have another idea that the beauty is in the eye of the perceiver, okay? But as I said, nowadays the beauty industry is a multi-billionaire industry. So the idea is, of course, something that is profitable and marketable and good for the entire capitalistic system we live in. So young women who are fertile and have children and can therefore generate more for the market, this starts being the beauty standards that we have. So getting old, aging, is actually an act of resistance. And on the other hand, sexualizing teenagers is, is something that unfortunately supports the capitalistic system we live in. Now, I know this is getting way too deep. I'm starting to lose myself in my own thoughts and philosophy. Now, let's talk. Do you think inner beauty is all that matters? I think inner beauty, or beauty in general, is something that should be in a conjuncture with your inner self and your state of mind. It's a balance between heart, mind and body, So if you want to achieve something, if you want to change something about yourself, be that with having a diet or going to the gym, or even with surgical procedures like, plastic surgery, I personally think that that's okay, as long as you do it for yourself and you are aware of the influence that we have from all the outside and the big corporations. You can do it if it's for yourself, in my opinion, but you shouldn't do it if it's for others, and you shouldn't lose control of it, because that will take a toll on you and the way you look. Now, of course, I have to say, we also have to think about the image that is out there in the society right now. I made a video not very long ago about professionalism and Samba, in which I talk about image. And yes, basically, if you want to fulfill that image, if you want to sell shows, you sort of have to adapt yourself. You have to change yourself to fit those standards. Or you can do just like me. I am not a beautiful, gorgeous, curvy, black woman or a woman of color in a bikini trying to sell shows. I started my own thing. I'm creating my own image. I'm being my own resistant, and you can do the same. So let's say if you don't agree, or if you can't, or if you don't want to be super thin, size 0, in a very tiny bikini dancing Samba, no problem. Start a tradition, start a technique, start a whole movement for, let's say, plus size Samba dancers. Start your own activistic revolution. And here I would like to give a beautiful, big shout out to House of Freya Samba Costume, a Samba costume designer based here in Vienna, Austria, who is doing revolutionary work concerning plus size Samba dancers. And I am really, really proud of you, House of Freya Samba Costume. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for your eternal support. I hope this video could help you start thinking about all these influences that we have from outside, the way how you perceive beauty, and try to expose different sides to you, so you know what society wants. Now just focus on what you want. What would you like to achieve? If you need to do some changes, change it. Accept yourself and accept as well the will to change. Changing or wanting to change is not something negative. Just make sure that you are healthy, you are in control, and you're taking care of your life, okay? Again, I would love to know your thoughts about this, so leave a comment, send me a message, give a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time with a beautiful, amazing video. Beautiful, influenced by society, gorgeous, lean, muscular, tanned video about our amazing Samba world. See you next time. Bye!